It's time for the NFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Dallas. It's the Vikings and the Cowboys, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports, and man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Under center for the Vikings, out comes the former Michigan State Spartan and longtime veteran Kirk Cousins.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Cousins on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of body. And now it brings up third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On third down, Cousins. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Leading them out, a 2-year starter at Ohio State and 2nd overall pick in the draft, C.J. Stroud.
And we talked about it last week, the pressure of not just playing in the playoffs and now in the championship game as they try to close out a perfect 19-0 season. Of all the games they've played, though, this year, this is far and away the toughest one. If they find a way to win it, guess what the next one will be? The toughest one they've played. That's what happens when you have a perfect record on the line.
From the 29, here's the 2nd down and 4. Here's Stroud. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing now is Stroud. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Fourth down. Here's Stroud. That is caught. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down. And they come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some. So not only do they convert on fourth, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Second and 10. Here goes Stroud again. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line. Stroud. That's going to be caught by Pickens. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. The second down throw now from Stroud. He finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. And this is good for a first down. His second grab of this NFC Championship bout. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Elliott going to get it again on second down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll try and run for it with Vaughn. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Vaughn will take this into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. It's complete. It's caught. And it's 8-0. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
First down, here's Cousins. Over the middle and complete to Addison. They have nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yards.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Justin Houston from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing is Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th. Field goal unit and Joey Slye now. Kicking into a headwind here in the second quarter. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, when we do games together, we don't see a ton of these, but always impressive when someone can get through that quickly, Charles, and get a hand on a field goal attempt.
And the key to success for them on that play, to get off on the snap, they timed it like they knew exactly when it was coming, and that set him up to deliver the block kick.
Let's go now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Vaughn. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Oh, it's tipped, but he still makes the adjustment. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
How about that tip ball going their way? They've got to have a lot of confidence because so far, it seems like everything is going their way.
On the other side, they're just hoping that second half it's a little bit of flip the script.
Yeah, let's see if they can hang in there mentally because sometimes when things go against you so much in the first half, it's hard to bounce back.
Vaughn on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Stroud working out of the gun. He'll check this one down to Vaughn. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Running behind center with Vaughn. And he will have a Cowboys 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Again, a run with Vaughn. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Stroud to throw it. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself not just so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Here is 3rd and 5. They go play action. Cousins. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Osa Odighizuwa coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris. Two minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Stroud looking to throw. Left side to Lamb. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. 3rd and 1. Stroud. They'll set up the screen to Vaughn. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Into the hands of Henderson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Vaughn on the handoff. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd down, it's Vaughn. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Staying on the ground with Vaughn. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. On the ground with Vaughn. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Deuce Vaughn as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time of the ball game.
And Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
And this one incomplete. So they wait for the 2, they don't get it. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the AFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs doing battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden. Our 2 squads making their final adjustments prior to the second half kick. Which team will be the one standing as NFC champions at the end? To find out, let's get you back to Brandon and Charles.
Sheds off the tackle. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Inside give to Elliott.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
On 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
On 3rd down, Elliott.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Stroud keeps it.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The give is to Elliott. Shrugs him off. There's a nice move. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a 1st carry for their fullback.
Byron Murphy there on the tackle.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, Elliott. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A give to Elliott. And now a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll change things up. Stroud will throw it.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Stroud off the play fake. He's got his target. That's complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here's a handoff to Vaughn.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Deuce Vaughn
saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Cowboys continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Running for the first time with a fullback, C.J. Ham.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
On third down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He'll take it at the 42. 31 yards on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And sometimes, I guess, maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there, give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back. And
throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
A nice throw there. And this is a quarterback, you remember, looking to do what no other rookie has done, and that's lead his team into the Super Bowl.
And now you've made me go back down memory lane a little bit because we have had a few guys come close. Think about Patrick Mahomes in 2018. Second year in the league, but his first as a full-time starter. I go back to 2000 with the Vikings and Dante Culpepper. Also his first year as a starter. But this would be something I think would be very noteworthy.
On first down, they go back to Vaughn again.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
63 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it. They'll toss this out right for Vaughn.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Deuce Vaughn.
Touchdown run. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And now out comes Minnesota. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down, Vikings.
Cousins now. Well, the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Osa Odighizuwa
Able to put an end to that play, and in so doing, puts an end to this third quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Second down, Cousins.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Running to the right, this is Vaughn. Down to the 22-yard line.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Now Vaughn.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll run here with Vaughn. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Deuce Vaughn, 14 yards. And the Cowboys are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official.
After review of the play.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown. C.J. Stroud. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously, look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. First down, here's Cousins. Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 36 yards on the play. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Vikings slow to get up. 2nd down and 3. A give running right is Vaughn. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll split him down at the 14-yard line. And now they're in the hurry up. Vaughn on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This is 2nd and 8. Play action. Here's Stroud. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Mekhi Blackman's got it, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark it down at the 9.
At the 9-yard line.
Cousins to throw it. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown. Big. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed?
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point by Sly is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it away until stopped.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess? He didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for two, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get two. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
On second down, Cousins again.
Throw caught there by Osborne. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. KJ Osborne, 73 yards. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And you can bet that they are starting to sense it now. That George Halas trophy nearly theirs. Their spot as NFC champions oh so close as they try to finish this one off. They start the drive with Vaughn. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And quickly they get to the line. And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
On 3rd down, it's Vaughn. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And for all these guys, whether you're a rookie, a 10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs.
And you feel like family. Never at any time do you feel more like family than when you're sharing the joy of being the NFC champs. And now everyone gets to say they're going to the Super Bowl.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Cowboys and the Chiefs coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we don't like to throw around the word dynasty loosely, but for the Chiefs, it applies. I mean, they're looking for their third title now in 5 years.
And with the way this league is configured now, it absolutely applies. I think you're totally on target. Remember, they lost a Super Bowl in there too. So to be back for the fourth time in 5 years in today's NFL, that's pretty incredible.
Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, the wait is over. This has been, of course, one of the preeminent franchises in American sports history. They've had a bumpy ride along the way, but they're back in the Super Bowl for the first time since Super Bowl 30 in 1996.
And partner, when you say this is the first time back in the Super Bowl since 1996, Super Bowl 30, I'm blown away. One of the preeminent franchises in the NFL. You would have thought they'd been here multiple times since then. The Cowboys want to add another Super Bowl title and bring it home to Dallas.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And Stroud now to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. As you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys missing.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused, and some injuries, it's not going to derail the momentum they've built up all season long. They continue to go out there and play and give their best performances.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Understandably, pass rushers keyed up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game, so you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. Rolling to his right. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Chris Jones, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. On the bootleg, Stroud. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. Stroud looking to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. Jake Ferguson from 3 yards out. And the Cowboys are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And he will get in to make it 8-0. So what do you make of that? You go on the road, you score the opening drive touchdown, opt to go for 2, and all of a sudden they're up 8-zip.
Yeah, this wasn't a decision that they made right now. They made this decision during the week. Hey, if we get the ball and score right away, let's show them that we feel like we're superior. Go for 2 and really put the pressure on them.
And able to get this out to the 25. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's had dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
Mahomes throw complete there to Rice. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Knocked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 43. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down. On play action, it's Mahomes. No hesitations, he'll go right back to Kelsey. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths of go-to to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back,
and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs are back within a couple of the lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and this is now a 1-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense.
And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
and I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this.
8-7 our score. We'll return after this message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up second down.
And the big guy catches the ball in the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it with Vaughn.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
Play action. Stroud now.
His throw incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
2nd and 10. Stroud to throw yet again here.
And a quick throw here that's complete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Stroud sets up the play action.
Steps away. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is going to have the Cowboys first down with ease as they'll wind up getting 9 there on 4th and 5. Stroud will look to throw once more.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now Mahomes. They'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they stake claim to the lead here. It's 10-8.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we got a chance to put points on the board.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Stroud on 3rd down now.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
4th down, here's Stroud. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Stroud now on 1st and 10.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And now here comes Kansas City. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that'll be caught by Tony. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And again, it's Mahomes. Open man right side is Rice. They work now on 2nd and 9. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Now Mahomes. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So 3 points left on the table thanks to a great play there on special teams. They just couldn't protect long enough, Charles, to get that kick away.
Yeah, special teams coaches aren't just simply there to applaud, right? And they're not just there to encourage. They're there to find weaknesses where you can go block the kick. Give them big credit for that one. Good scouting, and they executed it well.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
This is caught inside the 15. Another big play here as they strike for 31.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Running behind center with Vaughn. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now the throw on 3rd down, not
like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Fourth down, Stroud going to try to throw for it.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes.
That's complete to Tony.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, and we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. It's been a tremendous season from beginning to end, and now we'll play one half of football to decide who raises the Lombardi Trophy. And for the call, let's get it right back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Now this throw caught left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, 47 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 17-8. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Again, a run with Vaughn.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
2nd and 9 from the 44. On the bootleg, Stroud.
Sliding out of the pocket. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Vaughn on a handoff.
yards on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Stroud looking to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
And they'll run it here.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
And they're going to speed things up here. And they'll go on the ground. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Stroud now on 3rd and 2.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Here's Vaughn. They'll run for it.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Vaughn.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Stroud.
That is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Peyton Hendershot.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cowboys have got it back to within a score.
Now Mike McCarthy saying let's go for 2.
Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion.
And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And Kelsey's going to have a Chiefs 1st down as he's got it up to the 28-yard line.
That one goes for 8 yards. Mahomes now on 1st down.
Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And there's just 1 quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rice. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Pacheco gets it up the gut to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
Maybe the old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this is caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rasheed Rice, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs will add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. Staying on the ground with Vaughn. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's a handoff to Vaughn. Takes it to about the 37. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Now they'll change things up. Stroud will throw it. Pass complete. He's got Hendershot. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This is Vaughn. And he'll work down inside the 45. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. On 3rd down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. On the give, this is their fullback. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. And Stroud now to throw. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Trey Lance, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A 1-score game, 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Neville Gallimore powering his way in and burying him. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now a first carry for their fullback. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the Chiefs punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taken from just outside the 30.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So now the Cowboys down by 2. 1:39 to go. A field goal wins the Super Bowl, but work to do here on 1st and 10. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Stroud.
Out to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Into the hands of Hendershot. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
On 2nd down, it's Vaughn.
They find some open field here.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Out of the gun, it's a give to Vaughn. Here's 1st and goal. Stroud. They'll set up the screen to Vaughn.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Stroud getting his offense to the line quickly.
Now here's a timeout as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is indeed good. That might just have been the most pressure-filled kick in Super Bowl history, but he stepped up, knocked it through just like it was a Tuesday practice in July.
And if it's not the most pressure-filled, it's certainly right among them. A title on the line, and he comes through. Nails.
Will hoist the Lombardi Trophy. They are the kings of the NFL. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.